Under the moon, the road that ran from the edge of her forest gleamed like water, but when she stepped out into it, away from the trees, she felt how hard it was and how long. She almost turned back then, but instead she took a deep breath of the wood's air that still drifted to her, and held it in her mouth like a flower as long as she could. The long road hurried to nowhere and had no end. It ran through villages and small towns, flat country and mountains, stony barrens and meadows springing out of stones. But it belonged to none of these, and it never rested anywhere. It rushed the unicorn along, tugging at her feet like the tide, fretting at her, never letting her be quiet and listen to the air as she was used to doing. Her eyes were always full of dust, and her mane was stiff and heavy with dirt. Time had always passed her by in the forest, but now it was she who passed through time as she traveled. The colors of the trees changed, and the animals along the way grew heavy coats and lost them again. The clouds crept or hurried before the changing winds, and were pink and gold in the sun or livid with storm. Wherever she went, she searched for her people, but she found no trace of them, and in all the tongues she heard spoken along the road, there was not even a word for them anymore. Early one morning, about to turn off the road to sleep, she saw a man hoeing in his garden. Knowing that she should hide, she stood still instead and watched him work, until he straightened and saw her. He was fat, and his cheeks jumped with every step he took. "Oh," he said. "Oh, you're beautiful." When he tugged off his belt, made a loop in it, and moved clumsily toward her, the unicorn was more pleased than frightened. The man knew what she was, and what he himself was for, to hoe turnips and pursue something that shone and could run faster than he could. She sidestepped his first lunge, as lightly as though if the wind had blown her out of his reach. "I have been hunted with bells and banners in my name," she told him. "Men knew that the only way to hunt me was to make the chase so wondrous that I would come near to see it, and even so I was never once captured." "My foot must have slipped," said the man. "Steady now, you pretty thing." "I've never really understood," the unicorn mused as the man picked himself up, "what you dream of doing with me once you've caught me." The man leaped again, and she slipped away from him like rain. "I don't think you know yourselves," she said. Steady, steady, easy now." The man's sweating face was striped with dirt, and he could hardly get his breath. "Pretty," he gasped. "You pretty little mare." "Mare?" The unicorn trumpeted the words so shrilly that the man stopped pursuing her and clapped his hands to his ears. "Mare!" she demanded. "I? A horse? Is that what you take me for? Is that what you see?" "Good horse," the fat man panted. He leaned on the fence and wiped his face. "Curry you up, clean you off. You'll be the prettiest old mare anywhere." He reached out with the belt again. "Take you to the fair," he said. "Come on, horse." "A horse," the unicorn said. "That's what you were trying to capture, a white mare with her mane full of burrs." As the man approached her, she shook her horn through the belt, jerked it out of his grasp, and hurled it across the road into a patch of daisies. "A horse am I?" she snorted. "A horse, indeed!" For a moment the man was very close to her, and her great eyes stared into his own, which were small and tired and amazed. Then she turned and fled up the road, running so swiftly that those who saw her exclaimed, "Now there's a horse! There's a real horse!" One old man said quietly to his wife, "That's an Arab horse. I was on a ship with an Arab horse once." From that time the unicorn avoided towns, even at night, unless there was no way to go around them. Even so, there were few men who gave chase, but always to a wandering white mare, never in the gay and reverent manner to the pursuit of a unicorn. They came with ropes and nets and baits and sugar lumps, and they whistled and called her Bess and Nellie. Sometimes she would slow down enough to let the horses catch her scent, and then watch as the beasts reared and wheeled and ran away with their terrified riders. The horses always knew her. "How can it be?" she wondered. "I suppose I could understand it if men had simply forgotten unicorns, or if they had changed so that they hated all unicorns. unicorns and now tried to kill them when they saw them, but not to see them at all. To look at them and see something else. What do they look like to one another, then? What do trees look like to them, or houses, or real horses, or their own children? Sometimes she thought if men no longer knew what they were looking at, there may well be unicorns in the world yet, unknown and glad of it. But she knew beyond both hope and vanity that men had changed and the world with them, because the unicorns were gone. Yet she went along the hard road, although each day she wished a little more that she had never left her forest. Then one afternoon, the butterfly wobbled out of a breeze and lit on the top of her horn. He was velvet all over, dark and dusty, with golden spots on his wings, and he was as thin as a flower petal. He danced along her horn and saluted her with his curling feelers.
I am a roving gambler. How do you do?
The unicorn laughed for the first time in her travels. Butterfly, what are you doing out on such a windy day? She asked him. You'll take cold and die long before your time.
Death takes what men would keep,
said the butterfly,
and leaves what men would lose. Blow, wind, blow, and crack your cheeks. I warm my hands before the fire of life and get 4-way relief.
He glimmered like a scrap of owl light on her horn. Do you know what I am, Butterfly? The unicorn asked hopefully, and he replied,
Excellent. Well, you're a fishmonger. You're my everything. You are my sunshine. You're old and grey and full of sleep. You are my pickle-faced, consumptive Mary Jane.
He paused, fluttering his wings against the wind, and added conversationally,
Your name is a golden bell hung in my heart. I would break my body to pieces to call you once by your name.
Say my name, then, the unicorn begged him. If you know my name, tell it to me.
Rumpelstiltskin,
the butterfly answered happily.
Gotcha! You don't get no medal.
He jigged and twinkled on her horn, singing,
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home, where once you could not go? Buckle down, Winsocki, go and catch a falling star. Clay lies still, but blood's a rover, so I should be called Kildevil all the parish over.
His eyes were gleaming like scarlet in the glow of the unicorn's horn. She sighed and plodded on, both amused and disappointed. It serves you right, she told herself. You know better than expect a butterfly to know your name. All they know are songs and poetry, and anything else they hear. They mean well, but they can't keep things straight. And why should they? They die so soon. The butterfly swaggered before her eyes, singing,
1, 2, 3, O'Leary,
as he whirled, chanting,
Not, I'll not. Carry on, comfort. Look down that lonesome road, for, oh, what damn minutes tells he o'er who dates yet doubts? Hasten, mirth, and bring with thee a host of furious fancies whereof I am commander, which will be on sale for 3 days only at bargain summer prices. I love you, oh, the horror, and Ariant thee, which, Ariant thee, indeed, that truly you've chosen a bad place to be lame in. Willow, willow, willow.
His voice tinkled in the unicorn's head like silver money falling. He traveled with her for the rest of the waning day, but when the sun went down and the sky was full of rosy fish, he flew off her horn and hovered in the air before her.
I must take the A train,
he said politely. Against the clouds she could see that his velvet wings were ribbed with delicate black veins. Farewell, she said. I hope you hear many more songs. Which was the best way she could think of to say goodbye to a butterfly. But instead of leaving her, he fluttered above her head, looking suddenly less dashing and a little nervous in the blue evening air. Fly away, she urged him. It's too cold for you to be out. But the butterfly still dallied, humming to himself.